having a little snackette. For God's sake. What's the point in Doritos that look like this? Can't dip these. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're having a lovely day, whether it's with your spouse or your friends or your girls or your guys or your theys or your mums and your dads and everybody else in between. Today we're going to be talking about some pink palettes that I like. I feel like this was definitely just an excuse for me to talk about pink palettes because you know me, you know I love the colour pink. If you are new here, you probably don't know that. I had pink hair up until, as I'm filming this, Saturday, but as I'm sat here filming it, that was yesterday. So I had pink hair up until yesterday. So I'm not quite used to the blue yet. And I'm not sure how I feel. I think I wanted it a bit more of like a sky blue and it's very dark. So we'll see. We'll see as it washes out. But today I've got some palettes to talk about. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So we've kind of got 4 more like grungy ones and 4 more with kind of like bright pinks in. So we're going to talk about the grungy ones first. First one I actually pulled out is this Urban Decay Naked Cherry. I don't really use my Urban Decay palettes much, but if you are a neutral lover, I think this is a really beautiful way to try pink. The shadows are great quality, the mattes are really easily blendable, the shimmers are just your normal kind of run-of-the-mill shimmers, but they're very pretty shimmers. It's not my favourite palette in my collection, but it felt like a sensible one to include in this video because it has kind of got those pinky tones, and I think, like I said, if you are a neutral lover, you might like this over some of the like more brighter ones I'm mentioning. I love the packaging for this one. I personally wish this was more pinky red, but it is very pretty, and it is probably the only naked palette that I still use like semi-regularly. The next one I wanted to mention is the Glazed palette by Sweet One. This, again, very similar vibe to the Urban Decay. This is from a small indie brand, and I do actually have a discount code with Sweet One, which is always in the description box. I do make a little bit of commission off it, but if you want to save some money, feel free to use that. I think it makes this palette about somewhere in the region of £20 to £25 because it does tend to go kind of up and down on the website. But this is beautiful. It's got quite a lot of warm neutrals, but you can get a really beautiful pinky shade. These shimmers are just a little bit more special than the ones in the Naked palette. There's nothing like overly special. There's no duochromes, there's no multi-chromes, but it is a really beautiful palette, and one I've actually used more than I thought I would. I actually bought it to do a full face of Sweet One, or like testing Sweet One, and I really enjoyed it, and I use it again semi-regularly, which for me, for a kind of neutral leaning palette, is a lot. Right, I did want to mention this one, the new Reckless Romantic palette from Beauty Bay. This one's sort of in between grungy and bright. There's some brighter tones, but obviously we've got the blacks and the grungy tones as well. I have got a video using this. I will link that in the description box. I like it. It's not my favourite Beauty Bay 20 pan colour story, but it is pretty. The shimmers are beautiful, very metallic, almost like cream to powders, and the mattes blend gorgeously as all Beauty Bay mattes do. So I wanted to include this one. It's not my favourite colour story from them, but I do think it's great for this time of year. And then finally, on the more kind of neutral bandwagon, I wanted to mention Natasha Denona Retro. I think this is my favourite Natasha Denona palette. I think it would be a toss-up between this one and the Sunset palette, which is one of the bigger, more expensive ones. But this is beautiful. These shimmers are, well, they're not really shimmers, they're like metallic, chunky beautiful shades. Natasha's Cream to Matte formula, which I love. We have got a gorgeous like deeper shade in here, which I find sometimes deeper mattes are missing from Natasha Denona palettes. So I really like this one as an all kind of rounder. It's that gorgeous pink tone that I love. I would say, yeah, this is probably my favourite Natasha Denona palette. So I wanted to mention it today. And then we haven't got 4 more brighter ones, we've got 5 more kind of bright ones. So first off, we'll mention this one. I know we've mentioned Vita Bay already, but if you're more into kind of pinks, this is the Berries. This is the 42. I do also have the 16 pan, I think, because when they released the Midnight and the Earthy, they didn't release a Big Berries. This is gorgeous. If you like pink, this has got every shade you could ever think about under the sun. We've got some kind of purpley tones, some more like peachy, warm, reddy tones, and then some very, very bright pinks. This shade here, Rose, is one of my favourite shades in this palette. I love it. The metallics are very, very creamy. Again, beautifully blending mattes. If you are a pink lover, if you only ever wear pink eyeshadow, you need to buy this one. And it's super affordable. You can normally pick them up for about £20–25. So for 42 shades, winning. A little one I wanted to mention is Unearthly Sleepover. This again is probably more in between the kind of grungy and the bright. I really love this one. I love the addition of the purples. I think they make it really interesting. This pink is like a very, very bright pink. And then we've got the deeper kind of purple. We've got a black with a little bit of shimmer in, but it just comes out black. And then we've got this really like interesting like mushroomy taupey shade if you want to kind of tone down the pink of a look. I really like this palette. I did try these in a video. But this and the Strawberry Milkshake palette were my first palettes from Unearthly, and I really enjoyed them. You can get them on Makeup by Tammy in the UK sometimes, because I have heard mixed things about their shipping, but at this point I like the formula enough to want to try and actually buy from their website. Right, 3 left to go. This is Give Me Glow Vivid Rose. I'm not going to lie, I'm not 100% sure you can still get this one, but I do know you can get similar shades to most of them. So this is what this one looks like. This is a 10 pan palette, one of their massive pans, which they're not doing anymore, which kind of makes me sad. But just look at these metallics. They're just incredible. The pinks are so bright. This shade, which is Pretty Peony, is my absolute favourite in this palette. They're just gorgeous. I love this palette. If you're into very, very bright pinks, this is something that you want to look at. And if they do still have some on the site, I know they are doing a massive sale to get rid of all of the old stock, so worth having a look. This has to be one of my favourite palettes of all time, and nobody ever talks about it. This is the With Love Pink Dreams palette. This is beautiful. First off, these little clouds are so cute, but there's just something about these mattes. They are so nice to work with. I've got a video with this one as well, so I'll link that below. They're just gorgeous. The shimmers are really, really lovely. It's a really affordable palette. You can pick it up on TikTok shop. You can pick it up from their website. They're the people who also do like the pressed glitters, which are also beautiful. I just think this palette is so underrated, because literally nobody ever talks about it, and I don't understand why more people haven't gravitated towards it, because it is stunning. And then finally, another one I have a video with. This is P. Louise Does This Come in Pink? Obviously she's been releasing the more kind of monotone, what am I trying to say? I can't remember what I mean. The like cohesive, like one colour stories, and these palettes really do go from the lightest of light to the darkest of dark. We've got a super pale baby pink, all the way up to an almost like purpley browny kind of pink row. This is lovely, very creamy shimmer, very creamy shimmers. I know for some people this wouldn't be enough shimmers, but for me in a, I don't even know how many pans there is in this one. I think it's, no, it's not 40. 4 by 8, 30. It's a 32 pan. So 5 shimmers for me is plenty. 6 shimmers, 6 shimmers. I always love the embossing in the P. Louise pans. They're always so beautiful. And I really like this palette. Very, very nice. So that is it for my top pink palettes. I really do hope you guys have a lovely Valentine's Day, no matter who you're spending it with and what you're doing with it. I do hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, hit subscribe. And if you want to make sure you never miss another video, hit the bell icon and YouTube will notify you next time I upload. You've been fabulous. I've been Coleoftheball, and I'll see you next time. Bye!